Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your weekly singles love reading for Gemini. What does Gemini need to know? Yeah, I do see a person here sort of pondering a situation. It's someone who's apprehensive. Yeah, it's the way someone communicates. It lacks clarity. Something didn't go in someone's favor because of this. Lacking clarity. Someone here was, it's all about laying the foundation. Yeah, if this person thinks they're going to get what they want, I feel they have another thing coming, because this is somebody who is apprehensive. Yeah, the situation didn't turn out the way someone wanted. I see a cycle ending. There's been an ending. This is someone who didn't get what they wanted. It didn't go anywhere. It ended before it even got going, because this is someone who kind of, thinks things are going in their favor, but they communicate this way. Yeah, you can see it. This is often someone here who, it's a person who ponders it. They think about it. But when they communicate, the other person's not seeing it in a favorable light. This could be someone who's involved with other people, but there's some sort of good news coming out of this. Yeah, it has to do with someone walking away. See, it's a person walking away. I wouldn't be surprised this is someone who kind of wants things their way, so they communicate hoping they're going to get what they want. See, there was a lack of clarity, confusion, illusion. This person's delusional if they think they're going to get what they want here. Things are not going to, and I feel it's probably already happened, but it's not going to go in their favor. There's an ending. Yeah, and someone walking away, because this is somebody here seeking other opportunities, obviously, but there's some sort of good news. Yeah, we have a person, there's another opportunity coming in. Someone's got other opportunities, and it could be this person who was hiding things, keeping secrets, pondering. Yeah, but it's an energy of things not going in their favor. Whatever this is, it's not going in their favor. The other person, I feel, feels this is over. This person's kind of delusional, but I wouldn't be surprised it's a person leaving someone feeling confused, but yet there's this, this news here for the other person, good news. Someone's offering up a cup, a fresh new start. It's why someone's walking away. Tell me about this cycle energy. Yeah, see, there's change. So someone moving on, because it's someone coming back around, someone who never changes. I see some Scorpio energy. See, it's over. It's somebody who ends it. Then they think they can come back around and things are going to go in their favor. Now, the other person's got other opportunities. Yeah, let's have a look at the Three of Cups. Yeah, this is a person, I feel, someone who keeps coming back around doing the same thing. But they walk away. Because theirs is basically someone seeking other options, is what I feel. But the other person's not feeling fulfilled. They're walking away. They have another option. Yeah, this person's not going to get what they want here. Yeah, it's a person here no longer talking, no longer giving, because the other person wasn't reciprocating, or they were breadcrumbing, dropping little hints, It's a person who lacks clarity. But the other this is someone who wants romance. So it's over. They're no longer talking. And now, because it's someone who keeps coming back doing the same thing, now the other person's moving on because they have other see, Eight of Cups and Nine of Cups, they're not going to get what they want. They're not. If they think they're going to get what they want, they're not. No, the other person's taken back their power. Now, this is a person going to try to swoop in, though, but it's another person coming in. See, good news. Not good news for them, though, because they keep coming back doing the same thing. Rinse and repeat. They're trying to take the other person's power. But this person is definitely, they've lost control. They've lost control. And it is about control. So now we have the other person with an opportunity. Yep, this is maybe even multiple. Dating. So I see this is somebody who, it's that romantic energy, but it's leaving the other person feeling confused. They keep coming back around and then they drop hints, breadcrumbs. They're not reciprocating. This is someone no longer talking, no longer giving. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. Yeah, this is a person who no longer sees the future. They've grounded themselves. They no longer see a future. But this is someone who's got people around them. You see, there's people coming in here. This is someone staying on course too. They're not going to let this person take back their power. They're grounded. They're making sensible, practical decisions. No longer seeing a future. It's time to move on. Yeah. See, thanks, but no thanks. This is someone who's no longer interested. This is someone becoming very much aware what someone's doing. They're aware, but they're aware of themselves too. Yeah. Definitely sense. I see Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Scorpio, Aries. Definitely some strong Scorpio. But this is a person reflecting on this, leaving it behind. They're going down a new path. They have their power back. The other person's lost control. Yeah, and that's what they're trying to do, is take the other person's power. See, someone breaking free, no longer feeding someone's ego. This is someone getting attention elsewhere. They're getting a lot of attention, but they are free. And they're ready to live in the moment. But they are looking before they leap. One last look over their shoulder. I do see a Sagittarius energy. Interesting. Yeah, this is someone who's a player. They're sneaky. Like, that's what I feel. That's what they see. This is someone, a player, no longer feeding their ego, but they broke free. See, this is someone who's going off to lick their wounds too. This person knows. This is someone who's sneaky. They have insecurities. They have issues. They have secrets. Things they're keeping to themselves. But yeah, it's just an energy of breaking free from the player and taking other opportunities. This is someone who's not budging or giving in. They feel like they need to protect themselves, because this is someone who gets around. Someone who's getting around, right? What goes around comes around. Yeah. They're about to be there. To me, I feel like it's almost like a reckoning, because what I feel, this is someone who no longer sees a future. They've grounded themselves. They're making sensible, practical decisions. They're learning to look before they leap. But they're going down this path, and they're not going to, this is where I say the other person may come in and try to take a risk, but they're not going to get what they want. This person's protecting themselves, because it is someone who kind of they're getting around. They're going off and getting attention elsewhere, because this is someone not giving them what they want, so they're going to get it somewhere else. So you can see what goes around comes around. Yeah, protection. Yeah, so someone cutting someone out. They see truth in a situation. This is a person wise, what they've experienced, applying these experiences. Yeah, this is someone who's being discerning about every opportunity that comes in. They're being sensible and practical and logical. But this is what they've experienced. So this is someone maybe, telling people here, being discerning. It has to do with a person here offering up the cup. They need to be emotionally available. This is someone who's not really emotionally available. They're not really available at all. They just drop little hints, breadcrumbs, a little test to see if the other person will go for it. So dangling the carrot, maybe, because that's often this energy, maybe. Where it starts, where it goes, no one really knows. But it's someone who's getting around. They're getting around. What goes around comes around. And I seen this in another reading. But there it is, leaving this behind. It's time for a new path. Yeah. This is a person who wants someone stable. Someone who's there through thick and thin. Someone who's reliable. This is what this person's learning. They're not reliable. And anyone who's off playing the field, see, they walk away, they go off and play the field, then they come back around. Someone who gets around, it's where they feel it's not safe. They need to protect themselves. Yeah. So someone who wants, this person's stable. They want someone who's stable. Someone they can rely on. Yeah, they know something feels off. It doesn't feel right. But it is someone reaching out a little test. There is a person coming in. This is someone getting attention from other people, and they're changing their focus too. See, it just feels off. It doesn't feel right. This is someone who could be getting a lot of attention, but like I say, they're being discerning. But it's someone who comes in and dangles the carrot, maybe. Never do the maybe, because where it starts, where it stops, no one knows, because there's no commitment. This is someone who won't commit. It's time to try something different. It's an energy of what you are also wanting here, because it has to do with taking a step back, seeing things in a whole different light. It doesn't feel right. It feels off. Someone's actually being really turned off by someone here. Like it's a turn off. Someone who keeps doing that, right? But this is a person, it's all about their type. Realizing, seeing truth. This is someone who's really not their type. Something's very wrong. But they're going to try something different, a different type. And it's how they're conducting themselves too. They're being far more discerning. There it is. See, there's opportunity coming in. Seeing truth in a situation. This is someone seeing truth, seeing the light. So I see a victory and breaking free from this person. It's an energy of recognizing the truth. This is someone who's getting around. They won't commit. You have to protect yourself. Something feels off. It doesn't feel safe. In fact, it's a turn off. Someone's feeling really turned off someone here. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, it's somebody who rushes in, rushes out. This is an energy of a person who rushes in, rushes out. See, it's somebody who's feeling pressured. This is just a person who really needs to go figure out what they want, because it is an energy of someone sneaky. They have insecurities. They need to go figure out what they want. They need to go fix themselves, in other words. But I do think it's someone who gets around. Yeah. Let's have a look at the Seven of Swords. Yeah. So there's an energy there, Gemini. It has to do with things moving quickly. See, someone who comes in feeling overwhelmed, too much happening too fast. Yeah. So it is an energy of being patient, learning to be patient, tempering the emotions, making sensible situations, being balanced. This is someone who doesn't feel safe with someone who is out there chasing. See, someone who's chasing, getting attention because they're not getting it from someone else. And they never commit. They come and they go. They want to do as they please. So this is a person who's out of here, taking their power back. They're out of here. And they got other opportunities coming in. See, it's someone who's lost interest. Yeah. See, it's a person who's not really invested for the right reasons. So it's an energy of this person reaching out to a little test, but they're not going to get what they want. Because the other person's turned off now. They've lost interest, and now we have this is someone looking at their type of person too. Yeah, doing things different. Someone who's just not their type. There it is, the Empress. This is someone healed. They're open. They're no longer interested. It's also someone realizing they're not interested enough. But it's a change of interest is what it is, because there's change. Tell me about the Empress. Yeah, see, it's about harmony and balance, being fair, someone who comes in right. This is someone who now sees and recognizes when someone comes in right, when they're emotionally available, ready. You can make up excuses for this person. They're not ready. This is a person who's got secrets. Okay? They leave you in a state of confusion, and they're apprehensive, but they're not following through. They never lay the foundation. They never commit. You have to look at why. And it's not just because they're not ready or they're overwhelmed. They're playing the field. This is someone who's free. They're single. They want to play the field. So this is where the Empress basically does the same thing. But it's all about becoming aware and seeing truth. They're not really interested enough, or they'd commit. And it is a turn off. This is someone losing interest. They're just turned off by it. It's not safe. This isn't someone who's keeping a person safe when they're off playing the field. Let's have a look at the Empress. See, this is someone waiting patiently for someone to... This is an energy of dating, courting. It's somebody coming in when they're ready. Yeah, so someone who's patient. They know there's a need for patience. And I feel this is someone who's been patient. They've been fair. The other person's not being fair. They're just not right for them. They don't come in right. This is someone who comes in right. This is someone, exploring their feelings. It's about dating and courting, showing that they're interested. See, they show. Yeah, They're showing interest. They're investing. See, there it is. Change of perspective. Taking a little pause, looking at this from a whole different perspective. It's almost like we have someone making up excuses for someone. Just patiently waiting. Oh, they're just overwhelmed. They're this and they're that. It's all about your type and a change of perspective. How you see this person. See, aha. They want to play the field. They're playing the field. They keep walking away because they're not getting what they want. Don't give them what they want. Because this is someone who comes in when they want attention. And they do. They're trying to take your power. They see that you're breaking free, that you're moving on. So they come back in and then they run away again. It's all about the Empress's perspective is changing. It's a turnoff. Yeah. See it from a whole different perspective. Now you got a person who comes in right. They're emotionally available. You have an opportunity for a fresh new start. See, someone, it's that moment you realize they're just not right for you, plain and simple. They don't come in right. See, they're apprehensive. They do keep doing the same thing because they're still playing the field. You see, they don't want to let the other person go, but they won't make a commitment. It's selfish. This person's selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed, whatever you want to call it. It's time to walk away. See, and they do the same thing. They walk away. So now it's time for the other person to take back their power, which is the Empress does. You're the one holding all the cards. You're the one with the power. But it's saying to keep moving forward. There's other people coming in. They come in right. They ask you out on a date. See, it's all about, Aries, Leo, Sag, Scorpio. See, it's an energy of coming in right. That's the moment that I feel this is someone seeing perspective. They're just not right for you. They don't go about things the right way. They don't want to commit. They like to play the field. They like attention. And if you don't give them attention, they get it from somewhere else. So this is where the other person basically does the same thing. Changing the focus. See, on harmony and balance, being fair. So somebody thinking, well, maybe I'm not being fair. No, you're being fair. Whoever you are in the Queen of Wands, you're being fair. Is it someone who gets around, and what goes around comes around, right? It's telling you to look at this from that perspective and to see. And it's why they keep walking away. They're not done playing the field. They're being selfish. You need to protect yourself. Yeah, see, weighing the pros and the cons of the situation. Back and forth, on and off. Should I or shouldn't I? It's all about breaking free. They are a procrastinator too, but it's someone who's juggling. And I feel this is some of you are seeing now that this is someone who is juggling. Someone who doesn't spend a lot of time with you. They don't reciprocate. They draw breadcrumbs. See, this is why I feel you're going to become aware that this is someone who's, while they're keeping you stuck, they're seeking someone else. Back and forth, on and off. Yeah, conflicting personalities, chaos, conflict, drama. It's this person's causing all the drama. This is a person who tries to avoid drama. Yeah, it's all about changing the focus. Somebody who comes in right. Yeah, someone who comes in right. See, there's a reason to celebrate. Stay focused. Keep your eye on the prize. This is temporary overcoming. Conflicting personalities, drama, confrontation. Yeah, this person's the one causing all the problems. And it could be where they think it's yourself, being dramatic. Be very careful of that. But there's competition now. This person's a runner. I think they're a little bit of a coward. They just run away. Every time there's a conflict or something that they cause, they run away. So that's why the need to change. Yeah, see, I see something new. This is keeping your eye on the prize. If you're in this energy, Gemini, okay? Changing your focus. You know what you want. It's about not settling for breadcrumbs. I think you just got a person who just, like literally, it's over. It's over. It's time to move on. Time to walk away. And look at the way it's happened, the way it's played out. If you look at the signs and you look at it, you can see this is someone who gets around. And that's what I feel. Why I say what goes around comes around. This is a maybe. They toss a little hint, they dangle the carrot. Well, maybe. No, no, maybe nothing. No, 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 no. This is temporary. Chaos, conflict, dramas. Change your focus. Don't look at it. Don't pay attention to it. Don't feed their ego. Because they like their ego stroked, right? Yeah, but you are moving towards happiness and joy. Yeah, this person's just not responsible, reliable. And what you need to see, I feel that some of you maybe, you're starting to see, some of you, you know, because you're seeing clearly here. But it has, and it's when you're about to start something new. They kind of come back around. They need you to stroke their ego. You're feeding their ego. You're making them feel good about themselves, but they're dragging you down. They're taking your power. And you are more powerful than this person. And they don't like that. But that's their problem. It's not your problem. They're not reliable. They don't pull their weight. They don't step up to the plate. Someone here is going to step up the plate. You have new coming in. And you may be just focused on that. Staying positive, thinking positive. Yeah, you got a person who keeps you hanging. They got every excuse in the book. But it's also how something starts. Feel sorry for me. Possible little bit of a pity party, but it's just a person who keeps you hanging. They make up a lot of excuses. So that, to me, this is about you putting up boundaries with the Queen of Swords. You need to put up boundaries, okay? You need to speak your truth, see truth in a situation. Anyone who keeps someone hanging isn't interested enough, or they're still chasing and playing the field. Anyone who keeps, it's a person who's not being a gentleman, okay? First and foremost, a gentleman doesn't keep someone waiting. They either tell them one way or the other. You're either interested or you're not. I feel like you're changing your focus on new, and they don't like it. But they come in with the pity party, feel sorry for me, with a whole lot of excuses. Yeah, see, look at that. Soul searching, looking for clues and answers. They're right there. This is someone who's on their own path. You're not on the same path of this person. In fact, you're going to go down a whole new path. Yeah, this could be yourself soul searching, seeing, yeah, there's been a lot of hurt, maybe even third-party situations. You don't even know what this person's involved you in, but there's been hurt. And I also see this person being jealous. See, they get jealous. Tame the beast. Teach this person how you want to be treated. But I really got to be honest with this person. Like, while you're waiting for this person, they're out chasing other people. So you're not looking for the same thing. Whoever it is that's coming in is looking for the same thing you are. Tame the beast within yourself. Temper your words, your thoughts, your passions. The clues are right there. See about the path you've been on and reflect on that. Yeah. Whoever this is, yeah. And oh my gosh, you got an Emperor coming in. See, it's a person who's high vibrational, positive. They're attracted what they desire. See, don't give in to this person. Doesn't matter what their insecurities are. They need to go fix themselves. Stop with the fixer-uppers. You can't fix someone. They got to fix themselves. Yeah, I could see someone making up excuses for someone too. See the stories in your head, or, you know, just don't make up excuses for them. Teach them how you want to be treated by changing your focus. But it's going to take a lot of strength here. It's a person who lacks confidence. They you know, I mean, you can look at his insecurities, but I'm actually seeing a player. If they don't get what they want from you, they get around. It's someone who's getting around. Yeah. Changing the focus. Yeah. See someone who puts in effort building. This is just doing your own thing, doing you. Okay. Doing your own inner work. Yeah. Focusing on work, doing your own thing. And here comes an Emperor. So you got an Emperor here. This is someone who's breaking free. And it could be them dealing with someone. Someone who gets chased a lot, they get a lot of attention. They love the attention. But really be careful who you let in. Yeah, the Emperor. Emperors generally know what they want. See, it's all about the one. But it's an energy of focusing on the physical too, right? There's definitely someone here who's very attractive. If you're comparing one to the other, this person's not the same as the other person. They're an emperor. Yes, they're attractive. There's desire. But that's not their only focus. Yeah, I do think there's a lot of desire. It's about manifesting what you desire. You have to tame that beast within yourself. See, the massive epiphany, the realization, the tower coming down. This is something that's going to happen suddenly. It's a person who's going to swoop in here. Yeah. The Emperor is someone making this happen too, which is interesting. Yeah. Just watch out for the person who wants their cake and eat it too, because I feel, and it could be a masculine Gemini energy under here as well. Always remember that. But that's that Mars energy. Aries, Scorpio, the tower, the shock. So this is someone who will be shocked when you don't reciprocate, when you take back their power. See, it's death of the ego too. So someone's going to have death of the ego. Their ego sublimation. Their ego takes a hit. But that's what needs to happen to some people like that, right? That come in thinking they got it in the bag. You know, whatever they do, you're going to go for it. Yeah. I think you got a person coming in taking a leap of faith, and I do think they're leaving something behind. It could be someone who's been taking advantage of them, someone who's, maybe they travel, but, you know, someone who's been getting around. A little bit of a shock surprise, but like I say, it's an emperor who's often making things happen. Tell me more about the Emperor. See, they're high vibrational. I see a reason to celebrate, a house and a home, a strong foundation. This is someone building. This is someone rebuilding after the tower too. See, building the foundation. That's that moment. This is someone, there's shaky ground. It's not built on solid ground if there's no commitment. And it could be somebody who was in a committed relationship that was still built on shaky ground. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's someone who often keeps doing the same thing over and over again. Yeah. See, it's the energy of someone becoming aware, suddenly aware of a situation. But I got to tell you, the Emperor's the one who makes this happen. They're the one who has to start it. They need to take the lead. And I definitely feel, yep, there's an ending. So it could be the end of a relationship, a commitment of sorts, but it's an energy where it's over. Someone's ego's taken a major hit. The tower, the rug's being pulled out from under them. And it could be the Emperor doing it to another person. But this is where I see the feminine energy here. Focusing on work. It's almost like what you've experienced. Maybe there's something the same, but tell me more about the Emperor. Yeah, King of Wands. See, letting a little bit of that ego go, releasing a little ego. It has to do with being able to provide, but it has to do with, and I think this is someone who's been providing for someone, maybe taken advantage. Yeah. But it's the tables are turning. See, this is someone seeing somebody as the one. There's a lot of desire. They're focused on the one, but it's somebody who's been kind of focusing too much on that, on someone's physical looks. This person does find you attractive, but whatever is ending, it's happening for a reason, because it's built on shaky ground. See, it's something ending before another situation can start. But it's this person too, their ego took a little bit of a hit. Yeah. It's almost like it's happened a couple times, but endings and new beginnings. Very internal or external things going on for someone too. A lot of chaos, conflict, drama. I think it's conflicting personality. See, it's about being aware of what you're manifesting. This is someone who has all the tools, the information. So you're manifesting each other here. This is someone who feels ready. So whatever it is that they've dealt with is being dealt with. Look at that Gemini energy. It could be masculine Gemini, but I feel the Queen of Swords is here. See, it's about being discerning, knowing what you're manifesting, being cautious. You have everything you need to manifest your desires here. This person sees you as attractive. But I do think, yeah, there it is. When I said that, somebody who's younger. See, this is someone's ego. They choose somebody younger because it fills their ego. But it's built on shaky ground. It's someone who's not sticking around. Here for the good times. See, when things get tough, it's someone who runs away. So this has to do with this person's ego taking a hit. And I do feel the rug's being pulled out from them, but this is someone who's been getting around. Focused on self. What goes around comes around. This is someone who doesn't stick around when times get tough. See, it's a person that lacks low vibrational. See, it's all about avoiding a disaster. Someone avoiding someone too. But this is all about avoiding the disaster, being aware of what you're manifesting. This person definitely, like I say, they were focused on someone because of they were either young or super attractive. And they don't think for a minute they're not attractive to you, because they are, but this is a younger person. But see, it was built on shaky ground. It didn't last. So whatever it is you're manifesting is saying, trust your intuition. If it feels off, it's off. If it feels right, you may go for it. But it is about protecting yourself. Don't budge and give in. Don't be afraid of putting on some boundaries. Yeah, interesting. Whoever this person is, they were a little full of themselves. Like, I feel they get a lot of attention. But if they were in any that were in some kind of committed relationship, it was built on shaky ground. So it's an energy of this all could have been avoided. Maybe you gave this person advice. Sometimes, you know, I love the energy because it's someone giving someone advice, but it's someone setting someone free. They have to go down their own path. So it's like that boomerang effect. Someone who had to do what they need to do for themselves, but it didn't turn out the way they expected, that's for sure. So this is really interesting read. It's someone setting someone free to go off and do what they need to do. Someone giving someone advice. I feel they didn't take it. And then, of course, there's the disaster. Someone may have manipulated. But interesting. It's saying to trust your inner knowing. You already know the answers you're seeking. Yeah, this is someone who's now seeing the bigger picture. See, this is someone who has a strong intuition. You already seen the bigger picture. You knew this wasn't going to last. It all could have been avoided if they took advice. Now, this person's now focused on that Queen of Wands, the feminine energy. So there's a lot of desire. It's somebody kind of reflecting on all that too, which is interesting. They feel like a fool. They definitely feel like a fool. But as far as the feminine goes, what comes around goes around. So someone's been kind of getting around here. And that's why I feel something on and off. It's on shaky ground, and all of a sudden the tower comes down when the other person decides to just end it. And of course, one person's very devastated here. But what's so interesting is they're looking at this, how it all played out, and they're seeing truth in the situation. It's almost like a relief, I feel. Yeah. It's something that just wasn't going anywhere. I mean, and it's all about all of this could have been avoided if someone took advice. Yeah, this is a person often, to me it looks like, I don't feel projection, but it has to do with someone who isn't budging and giving in. It has to do with this younger person. Someone's still playing the field, and I don't know if it's someone traveling for work or what, but someone's playing the field. But it's interesting because they now see the bigger picture. See, this is the feminine. I feel like you already seen the bigger picture. So this is something going to make you happy. But this person, it has to do with the tables turning. They're going to start to see not just you in a favorable light. They're going to feel a relief. They're seeing things clearly. So take care. I hope this pans out the way you want. Yeah, and I mean, to me, it just looks like someone who you set them free to go off, play the field. Looks like someone connected with someone younger. They made that choice. I feel like you kind of knew right away how it was going to turn out. But I feel like you're happy. And you see the bigger picture. They now see the bigger picture too. Tell me more. And their ego took a bit of a hit. See, this is someone who gets a lot of attention. You know, someone young. To me, it looks like arm candy, that kind of thing. So the Emperor's learned. See, they were very sad. So someone who was sad here. So someone who won't really let anyone know they are, but see, they were feeling sad. This is someone stable, someone who gets a lot of opportunities. But now you have all these opportunities coming in, I feel. You have all these opportunities. So now this person, now they're seeing truth in a situation. Whatever you told this person, they should have listened. And if it's not yourself, it's someone else. But there is desire, there is attraction, absolutely. But I do think it's an energy of someone who needs to go figure out what it is they want. It's someone who I feel kind of had to learn the hard way, but because it's a person who keeps doing the same thing. But this is the feminine taming the beast, teaching someone how you want to be treated. And you're putting yourself out there. You opened other offers and opportunities. And some of you, you're just going to connect with an emperor, someone who knows what they want. Because I feel like it's this energy here, this person, the one who procrastinates, the one who keeps you hanging, never commits. That's the energy of a person here where you're going to break free. Seeing truth in the situation. I feel like you're moving towards something happier. I see happy home, happy life. A very positive ending here in the end of all this. Light at the end of the tunnel, but you've manifested this because of your own strength and confidence. This person, you deserve better, basically. This other person needs to, they're just going to keep playing the field. It's a person who'll likely never fill your cup and likely never commit. But this is a person who knows what they want. They see opportunity. But see now, and I do see an energy of opportunity, and you may have these several people. So really pay attention to the signs and the signals, the red flags cautioning you. Yeah, someone here is feeling kind of sad here. It's an emperor feeling sad. But it is somebody who, it's almost like the table's turning, now looking at the bright side. Take care. Bye for now.